Out from darkness and into the light emerged yet another girl. A servant to the royals, Coco thought. She wore a purple cloak over a tricolored tunic, both made from fine silk. However, what immediately drew Coco's attention was not the quality of the girl's clothes, but the crest which shimmered around the collar of her cloak. You mean that thing? The crest represented her rank in the manakravte's alliance. A dual craviter, whatever. The fact that the girl couldn't have been older than 20 shocked Coco, nearly said Kaneko, more than the translucent knife that had been flung at her. Ritona Regicide. Coco didn't know, but Ritona What's-Her-Face was royal guardian to Princess Selphine What's-Her-Face. But where were you hiding this whole time? What are you after? Why do you seek my lady? Tip Fedora. Asked Ritona, having intentionally ignored Coco's question. Knowing that she would not receive a satisfactory reply. Ritona concluded that learning any information regarding the enemy's objective was of the utmost importance. Seek my lady? Oh, you've got it all wrong. Listen, we haven't got a plan. We're only here to brighten Regicide up, literally. Now, whether or not we decide to set you on fire is completely up to us. Got it? You're all at our mercy. Ugh. Oh god, she looks real evil right now. We're in control now. If you want to live, then you'd better liven up and live in Allah, whatever, and tell us everything we want to know. If you don't talk, I'll kill you. Simple as that. Very well. And judging by your time, I'm gonna guess you're a servant around here, right? You wouldn't happen to know where Selphine is, would you? Ugh. I do know where she is. You do? Great! Let's do this then. You tell me where she is, and I promise to spare you. You will? And if I refuse? Well, obviously, if you don't tell me, then I'll kill you, duh! Now, my demand's pretty simple and motivational. Are you trying to get on my bad side or something? Has the smoke got to your head? Is your brain too fried to comprehend the situation here? I'm starting to lose my patience with you. The next thing out of your mouth better be Selphine's location or... Princess. What? You shall address my lady as Princess Selphine, you disrespectful child. Oh, yes! The inferno blazing in Ritona's eyes melted away her cool and collected demeanor. She's gonna kick some ass. I do not know what it is you seek to gain from committing regicide. But you shall submit yourself before common courtesy and address the Princess of Rughzenhaide by her proper title. Your utter disregard for my lady's official title is evidence enough of your lack of morality. The time for talk is over. Duel me. That is the only way you imbeciles know how to conduct yourselves. You will learn common courtesy after I've thoroughly disciplined you. Nah. Didn't you hear a single word I said? You think you can duel me? You think you can beat me? Are you out of your mind? Who cares if you're a dual crafter? You can't beat me. Your stupid manakravte rank in the alliance doesn't mean a damn where I'm from. On guard. In an instant, both manakravtes began gathering their purified mana. Two ethereal orbs of light slowly materialized and revolved around Ritona, causing Coco to stare in awe. They began augmenting their mana with the surrounding mana. Wait. Oh well. Preparing for battle cravite. Gradually, a torrential mix of colored mana began revolving around Ritona. Ritona had initiated the incantation interval, which gathers together both colored and purified mana. This resulted in an already overwhelming display of her mastery of Pyro and Terra manakravte. Wait, what is it? Manakravte? I think it's manakravte? I have no idea, it's a weird word. Also, Coco had originally thought. What materialized from Ritona's extravagant display of colored and purified mana was a translucent bladed weapon.
which most Pyro and Terra dual crafters can create if they are inclined to melee attacks.
Hey, you got my hopes up with that pretty light show, and that's all you have to show for it.
Hell, it was no ordinary blade.
It's a glass sword! You are out of your mind!
What of it?
You're nothing but a glass crafter. Do you have a death wish or something? You really think you can defeat me with that brittle blade?
Enough chatter, child. Let us commence our duel.
Keep it up, you big bitch! Just you keep it up! Can you call me and try it one more time? I dare you! I double dare you! You think you can stop me, glass crafter? Is that what you think? Well, you're dead wrong.
Quack quack. As Coco concluded her declaration, she slammed the tip of her staff twice into the ground, causing a glowing triangle to emerge at the base of Ritona's feet. Ugh. She's casting a ranged manakravte instead of engaging me in melee combat.
I'll make your passing as painful as possible! Arise.
Ugh. Oh damn, it's a Triforce of power!
Triangle incineration!
Silence covered the east wing, followed by a pillar of fire shooting from the ground triangle to the ceiling. Oh shit! Sluggish. Oh, now they're hugging.
Ah!
Ritona skipped the trap, landing squarely behind Coco while running the tip of the sword along her back.
Ah!
Coco reacted in an instant, leaning forward while kicking hard at the ground to move away from Ritona. She just got sliced in the back? Shit.
Ah!
After landing at the safe distance, Coco quickly assessed her wound, but
Where is it? What the?
the wound was nowhere to be seen. The agonized sensation of the sharp glass carved through her back gradually dulled and dissipated.
How did you?
Coco realized how the wound had vanished. At first glance, Ritona's sword would only appear to be made of glass, but it was, in fact, a lethal weapon of unusual craft. This glass sword is actually crafted from Transidian ore. It's often mistaken for plain glass.
Transidian sword.
An ore capable of creating the sharpest edge known to humankind. Oh snap, was it so damn sharp that the wound couldn't even be seen? Holy... What?
It really did. But it's almost impossible to forge or find an ore without breaking it is impossible.
But it can be done. My mastery of Pyro and Terra manakravte allow manakravte. Look, it's big words. I wish I knew how to say it. Allow for the creation of Transidian weapons, though it takes some time.
Well, why would you bother crafting a sword out of Transidian at all? Don't you think forging a sword out of an alloy would have been easier?
What difference does it make the material? What difference does the material make? So long as the resulting edge weapon serves its purpose.
That's your reasoning for crafting some weird double-edged sword weapon? In fact, why are you even dueling me with a sword? It makes no sense.
You're a little slow in the uptake, aren't you? My manakravte forte is in melee combat. Ritona leapt in an instant.
Yeah.
Coco knew she would be outmatched in melee combat. She tries to gain distance over Ritona.
Arise, my shadow warriors!
Coco slammed the tip of her staff into the ground once more. The shadow from the staff stretched to the nearest wall from whence the shadowy warriors began to emerge. Coco summoned forth 4 of her shadow warriors. They quickly surrounded and trapped Ritona, leaving her no room to escape. This girl can summon shadow soldiers? The very same ones that attacked our castle?
Be careful, she's a slippery one! Cut her down before she uses that sword on you! And make sure she doesn't come anywhere near me.
Coco raised her staff again, spreading a glowing wave of mana into the air. The glowing hail of mana wafted towards and encircled the 4 shadow soldiers.
May my wisdom of Pyro and Terra craft unbreakable chains!
Slam! Coco's staff made contact with the ground once more, and the halo of mana materialized into a steel chain. How can she create and manipulate that chain from a distance?
I need to see all the movements!
With a single stroke of her fingers, Coco's shadow soldiers attempted to contain and maim Ritona. Regardless of her entrapment, she continued to bob and weave. Yeah. Between the countless swings of the shadow soldiers and ethereal longswords.
I've got it now!
Click, click. A clink. Coco's steel chain fell over her shadow soldiers, and they used it to bind and trap Ritona. Ugh.
There's no escape this time! I'm gonna enjoy watching you die!
Coco and the shadow soldiers closed in on the now chained Ritona, clasping hands to one another in the shape of a pentagram. Oh shit. And then...
Arise!
Coco's staff and the shadow soldiers' black swords simultaneously struck the ground at 5 points. From those 5 points, a glowing pentagram formed on the ground where Ritona stood.
Pentagram incineration!
Holy crap! Another pillar shot towards the ceiling in a flash. While the triangle was scorched into the stone ceiling from Coco's first attack, this attack punched a pentagram-shaped hole straight through the ceiling, revealing a full moon floating in the night sky. Damn!
Whoa! I burnt that bitch to a crisp! What's the matter with you all? It's time to celebrate?
Coco's shadow soldiers had ceased to respond to their master's beckoning, throwing Coco into confusion.
Ah!
Oh snap. Never forget the sensation. What? What? Oh my god! For the sensation surpasses that of steel. Spoke a voice as Coco's shadow soldiers dispersed. Yet again, Ritona had escaped Coco's trap and made her way around Coco's back. Coco was once more at Ritona's mercy, as she now found herself at the tip of a Transidian sword pressed against her neck. Even when lightly pressed against the skin, the sensation of flesh being slowly flayed was evident from Coco's grimace.
That's not fair! Glass can't cut through steel, it just can't!
Something about you doesn't add up. You're skilled in conversational combative manakravte, but those very skills aren't suited for it.
Yeah.
Your first attack was powerful enough to scorch stone. And your second attack far surpasses the first, blasting straight through mortar. But the incineration intervals for both manakravtes was too costly. I could have defeated you easily in the time you took, twice. Thus, your ranged manakravte was insufficient in a duel that called for ranged.
I don't need your stupid lecture! Ah!
Coco clung desperately to her staff, bearing the immense pain of Ritona's Transidian sword against her neck.
Why? When was I so close to achieving our objective? Did I encounter this bitch?
Very well. Your life is in my hands, but I do not wish to spill your blood. I detest using force as a means of resolution. I only desire dialogue to end this needless bloodshed. The pain Coco felt from the sword diminished.
Dialogue!
Coco retracted to Ritona's ultimatum with disgust. But in an instant...
Oh, whoa! You're something else, you know that?
Coco reached a conclusion regarding her opponent. She realized that Ritona would ultimately choose not to kill her, which brought her to dark delight.
You're a riot!
Coco sneered and launched the tip of her spear downwards towards Ritona's foot.
What kind of idiot would want dialogue with the people who massacred the people? I know who would you.
Indeed. Compassion had no place on the battlefield, even from a citizen of a kingdom renowned for pursuing pacifism. Even when Ritona was well aware of this paradox, she knew she forged a force. She knew she could be forced to take her foe's head. Ritona resisted, even struggled against it, the impulse to kill Coco. It was this very impulse that set Coco and Ritona apart. Coco was capable of committing murder without a hint of hesitation. You cannot defeat me, child. Your provocations fall on deaf ears. The only idiot here is the one who's still struggling when there's a sword pressed against their throat. Ritona struggled against the concept of executing the child. Even she struggled against the concept of this child committing mass murder without a shred of hesitance. The concept of child soldiers was foreign to Ritona, who didn't know how fortunate she was to be born and raised in the peaceful kingdom. She's a kid? I thought she was just like one of those anime girls that are like, small. To Coco, Ritona's mercy was a childish ideal to pursue on the battlefield. It was kill or be killed.
It feels like I'm talking to a wall. Your mercy makes no sense to me. Do you know how many of your people I've slaughtered tonight? And you want to settle this peacefully through dialogue? How naive can you be? Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone you can't live without?
That was her.
Well, is it so wrong? We're not so different, you and I. I know you'd kill to protect your precious princess.
Ritona gave no retort. She was apprehensive at the very aspect of agreeing with Coco's creed. It wasn't like Ritona to be rattled by words, so. In fact, Ritona was shocked into speechlessness, followed by disquieting silence that befilled the chamber. Ritona had never let an opponent's words affect her to the point of speechlessness. The unnatural silence that filled the air felt almost organic, as if produced to conceal a shadow which found itself directly behind Ritona. Shit!
Manakravte, Crusher.
Ugh! Ritona's Transcendian sword, reliable through her duel, was suddenly reduced to microscopic fragments. My sword. It shattered from mana instability? I should have been able to detect this.
Case in point. This is my faithful partner, Mistress Mari. We'd kill to protect each other.
Mari greeted Ritona with her signature hand wave. Creates more shadow soldiers yet?
I will now.
I warned you that you would need those 150 shadow soldiers. Create sturdier shadow soldiers.
I shall, Mistress Mari.
What did you do to my sword? Huh? Broke it? With Manakravte Crusher? You can do that? Manakravte oh my god, those are really big words and my tongue just cannot wrap around it. Destabilization and nullification, but how? It should be impossible. It should be an impossible feat. Normally a great deal of time and mana would be dedicated to such a thing. Mari's ability allows her to bypass that altogether. So the sword just exploded? I thought it was like a fist or something. Huh?
I wouldn't try to understand how the mistress's ability came to be. You've got more important things to worry about now. Just know that the incantation interval doesn't apply to any of the mistress's manakravte, but for the rest of us it does.
That just can't be true. It's impossible. Ritona ignored Coco's advice and tried to make sense of it. Despite Coco's firepower, the incantation interval required for each cast left her at a disadvantage when dueling. So is incantation interval like the cast time? However, Coco's partner ensures absolute defense. They are the perfect sword and shield. The tables had turned for Ritona. Because of the time she spent demanding Coco's surrender, Ritona's pursuit for compassion had betrayed her in turn. Forgive me, milady. Stay low to the ground. What the hell? When did she show up?
Okay.
With a wave of Ritona's hand, the hidden glass wall in front of the chamber's gable fractured, then shattered. Oh. So she was in the whole room the whole time. She was just behind some glass, right? The sound of glass fragments was all that was audible within the chamber, as the light reflected off the glass and illuminated the east wing. Princess Selphine, who had been hidden there the whole time, stepped out from the gable and into the blinding light.
It really is Selphine.
Coco immediately raised her staff and began to casting an offensive manakravte. However, Ritona had already reached Selphine's side by the time Coco raised her staff. I thought that had been broken off there. Whatever. Speedy.
Why is the man around here stirring so restlessly?
Incantation interval.
Wait, why is she even bothering to use manakravte?
1,000 pardons, my lady, but please close your eyes just for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Wind slowly gathered into a raging vortex, enveloping both Ritona and Selphine. Coco, get away from there now. She's like Captain, Star Trek. My brain died. The east wing was illuminated with blinding bright light once more.
It wasn't the Transcendent Battlecraft she cast before.
The light dispersed, revealing everything once again. Except for...
Mistress, what happened?
Oh crap, they used Vanish!
What? What happened? Where did they go? They vanished into thin air!
Ugh.
Ritona, where are we?
We're in the middle of a forest. This isn't the rendezvous point.
You did it, Ritona. The manakravte really worked.
Where are we?
Hey, Ritona, where are we? I don't see the castle anywhere. I don't see anyone else either. Where are the townspeople?
I don't know, my lady. Haven't been able to call anyone through manakravte since the start of the attack. Somehow the enemy must have disrupted that link to the Quinn Order.
Since they infiltrated the keep, wouldn't that mean that the warriors guarding the gates were all...
By extension, that would make this the worst possible outcome. Not only have our warriors fallen in battle, our people may have also shared their fate.
Don't say that.
They weren't seeking the death of the current king, but his daughters. They even knew where to find her. I like how they're all like dirtied up and stuff. That's sick.
Those people attacked our kingdom during father's absence. How could I have let this happen?
Ugh. They attacked the Kingdom of Rughzenhaide in the absence of King Vala, with the intention of assassinating Selphine. How could they have known about his absence? Only a select few, including myself included, were made aware. How did they know to reach for Selphine within the vicinity of Sky Terrace? If they already knew so much, then they may very well have assassinated King Valar. Oh shit, is the king dead?
But what should we do with Ritona? If they've disrupted our manakravte links, then how will we want my father?
How dare I poison my mind with these baseless thoughts? But how? How could those children coordinate so effective an assault against the Quinn Order with such a short span of time? Who the hell am I? Am I in the third person or am I Ritona? Ugh. The only confirmation I have regarding the events of this evening was the enemy's intention to assassinate Selphine. Is it so wrong to take a life, if it means protecting someone you can't live without? I think I am Ritona. Ugh. What could that child have meant? Did she say that in order to make me feel hesitant? Or was she speaking from experience? Coco and Mari. Together, they're a force to be reckoned with. If I had dealt with Coco from the start, I would have at least disabled her when she was alone. But I couldn't do it with Mari around. I couldn't defeat them alone. Ugh. It's all in the past now. We have more pressing matters to attend to.
Hey, are you listening? What should we do?
Fret not, my lady. Our first priority is to determine exactly where we are right now.
What do you mean, Ritona? You brought us here intentionally, didn't you? How could you not know where we are? Please, Ritona, talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Forgive.
Ritona?
Forgive me.
Why are you apologizing? There's nothing to.
Forgive me, my lady. I have no satisfactory excuse. I had only your safety in mind. I feared that I could not protect you, but moreover, I don't know why we've not reached our intended destination.
What?
Sophie's mind went blank from the shock of those unexpected words. Ritona was one of the most skilled manakravtes in the kingdom, as well as a role model for the young Selphine. She could only register disbelief at seeing this cool, collected person she'd always admired appearing so helpless.
Ritona?
Ritona knew her self-abasement would make Selphine anxious, but she was too ashamed to rise. Selphine was stunned and speechless. Neither spoke, but they had reached a similar unspoken consensus. They were far from the Kingdom of Rughzenhaide, and thus the peaceful lives they had once led were no more. Henceforth, they would embark on a perilous journey through this new world. Man, that really tripped me up. There's so many words that I don't know, and it just made... I'm just like, yeah. Wow. Well, damn.